So this next step is about defining your problem really. It is about getting clarity on the inside and really listing them in order to make sure you don't miss anything essential and you get the most important ones out. So all the information you've gotten together in the past phase, all the information you have about this problem, now you're going to organize it. And it's very important to distinguish between results, so what people say, and what you think of it. What you, being an innovator or being an entrepreneur, think of it. So what you can really use and what your viewpoint on the rest of the people's viewpoint, basically on the other information is. So that is what you're trying to do in this phase in order to get to a better problem definition and afterwards come to better results. So you focus on insights, not results, insights. What have you learned about the problem and how do people deal with it? Also, what have you learned about your market segment, about your user? What's important to them? What's not so important to them? Do they really care about? And how can you characterize this market segment or user segment? What do these people have in common and who probably are your early adopters, like the first most enthusiastic people who would buy your product? So right now you got more clarity on your problem, you got your main insights, and you can also formulate some success criteria or preconditions that you need in order to formulate and afterwards select your solutions. Now, this is an exercise that you might want to experiment with in this phase. It's about formulating your question, your theme that you're going to use later on for ideation. So this is called exciting questions. Well, once you got your main problem, you would basically normally frame your problem in a kind of how can I phrase or a how can we, and then the problem or the solution to the problem. So what we do with exciting questions is we try to trigger the brain in order to come up with different solutions. And there's a couple of tricks that you can do in order to make that happen. So the first one is to include an impossibility. So we did this, for example, with the Department of Defense, and this was the Office of Well-being, and they sometimes received people who were hurt in battle or relatives of people that died in battle. So one of the questions that we used is how can we revive the dead? Now we all know that's impossible, but if we think about it, it really triggers our brain to come up with different solutions, and those solutions might help us to really do honor from the perspective of the relatives of this person who died to whatever he did for his country, right? For the bigger purpose. So that would really help to relieve the person in their mind and to really keep caring about this person and to feel that the Defense Department or the country did honor to this person. So that was really helpful in this case. You might also use a what if question. What would happen if? You might also want to break it down into smaller steps, and particularly if you have a very complex or a very wicked problem and you have a lot of actors, situations and things that happened, and you might want to break it down into very small pieces, very small steps. You're not trying to resolve world hunger, but you're trying to resolve like maybe hunger in one village or something like that. Or for one specific group. So break it down in small steps, and it might be easier to grasp and come up with solutions in order to really make something happen, to get like a tangible result. Now, I would want you to try at least 5 different formulations of the problem through this technique so that you can really experiment a little bit with it and have fun with it and hopefully get to better solutions. And this is where we go to the next phase. So based on the problem that you're formulating right now in this define phase, we will go to ideation, and that's our input for the ideation phase.